reality ng mga nurses here in Switzerland. So this is only based on my experience working in hospital and also in nursing home. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel again. This is me, Anyam, and for today's video, i-share ko sa inyo ang mga reality ng mga nurses here in Switzerland. So this is only based on my experience working in hospital and also in nursing home or different institution like rehabilitation center, palliative center, and mga Canton Hospital, tinatawag nila. Anyway, before I start to that topic, gusto ko lang i-share sa inyo yung place na to. This is in Megenhorn. So, this is only around 30 minutes from Lucerne. So, from Lucerne Bahnhof, Lucerne train station, you just get the number 24 bus and baba lang kayo sa Megenhorn Centrum or Megenhorn area. Yeah. And then just walk around 14 minutes and then you're gonna find this pristine place. So, tingnan nyo, parang talagang art or parang painting yung nasa likod ko. So, yeah. And this is quiet here. So, it's not a lot of people coming here. So, you're gonna have your unwind moment here, so makakapag-relax kayo. So yeah, back to the topic anyway. So anyway, may Schloss pala here, Schloss Megenhorn yung name niya. So reality of working as a nurse here in Switzerland. So probably the number one is the language. Well, the German. So it is not only High German or Hoch German. So if you come here, pagpasok nyo po sa hospital, sa mga nursing home, ang maririnig nyo po mostly ay Swiss German. Yon. So, yun po ang reality. So, they understand you fully kapag High German ang salita mo. But kapag nagkwekwentuhan po sila yung mga locals, Swiss German po ang salita nila. So, you don't need to be fluent sa Swiss German, of course, but it is important na kahit papaano medyo maintindihan mo yung mga words. Well, sa umpisa medyo sumakit talaga yung ulo ko. I think mga first 1 week yon, kasi parang medyo ibang language na naman yung narinig ko. But as time goes by, parang nasasanay na yung tenga mo and then nasasanay ka na yun yung mga narinig mo na words and then na-adapt mo na rin siya. So, sa umpisa lang talaga siya mahirap. But kapag lagi mo na na-encounter yung mga Swiss German colleagues mo, tas yung of course, yung mga conversation nila, yeah, medyo makaka-catch up mo na siya. But of course, you don't need to speak Swiss German. High German is enough. They fully understand you. And of course, kapag hindi mo naman naiintindihan yung Swiss German, may mga important things to know. Siyempre, pwede mo naman silang i-ask, can you please speak High German for me? So, kannst du bitte mal Hochdeutsch reden? Kanya, walang problema yon sa mga locals here. So, yon. Oh my God, people living here, they have big houses. Ayan o. Gated community pa. So quiet here. And look, most of their houses, it's on the lake, front lake. So probably mostly here, Swiss millionaires. The second one probably is about the student here. So as a nurse, as a diplomate, you also have the responsibility, of course, to assist them and also to help them with the activities or yung mga PhilOps letter nila na sinasabi. So kapag wala yung Berufsbildner doon, yung mga Praxis Anleitung, you as a nurse or as diplomate, you are responsible for the student. Syempre kapag may mga kailangan silang matutunan on that day, they will ask you. So dapat prepared ka rin kahit papano. Syempre nakakahiya naman kapag 'di ba? Tinanong ka tapos wala kang masyadong maisagot or hindi naman tama yung mga isasagot mo. So as much as possible dapat medyo prepared ka rin, especially sa mga medical terms, tapos sa mga anatomy kasi yan yung minsan na tinatanong nila sa mga procedures, yon. And of course, another one probably sa hospital setting kapag diplomate ka, of course yung shift ng working hours is quite longer than in Germany. So here you work sa morning. Nasabi ko na to, morning shift is from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Unlike sa Germany until 2 p.m. 'di ba? 6 to 2 p.m. But here the break is paid. So ang total hours na winwork mo a day is 8 hours and 24 minutes. So mostly may mga institution na meron silang badge na kailangan mo mag time in, time out, pati sa break mo. Meron namang ibang institution na wala silang badge na kapag nag-overtime ka or undertime, isusulat mo na lang sa paper and then pipirmahan ng head nurse nyo. So yun, iba-iba. Well, but yung 1 hour break, it depends sa institution, of course. Yung iba hinahati and then yung iba naman isang buuan na 1 hour. And then meron ding tinatawag na Geteiltedienst here. So hindi yun masyadong ginagawa ng mga diplomate or kapag ikaw ay nurse, but sometimes sa mga nursing home nagkakaroon ng ganong shift. So Geteiltedienst, it means from 7 to 11 a.m. Tapos uuwi ka or may pause ka, babalik ka ng 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. So yun yung Geteiltedienst na parang merong tao sa umaga and then meron ding personal dun sa gabi. So mostly nangyayari siya yung shift na yun sa nursing home. So sa hospital hindi siya common, mostly sa nursing home. And meron ding tinatawag na Mitteldienst. So yun yung middle dienst, hindi rin masyadong ginagawa ng diplomate, but there are times, instances na kakailanganin yun, lalo na kapag kulang ng tao. So it start from 9, parang around 9:30 to 6:30 p.m. So we arrived. Look at that. The vineyard and one of the castle. Anyway, the castle is closed today because it's weekend, but the garden is open for the public. And here is nice because it's really quiet and not really touristy. So we're going to place na hindi masyadong matao. So this one is really nice to unwind and to just have a little walk. And down there you see, that's the lake. Here there's a nice restaurant, it's a wine bar. And also meron ding bunch fry. So yun yung free days off na wish mo kung kailan ka mag-off. So you are allowed to give 4 days in a month dun sa schedule mo. So mostly na ano naman siya na-approve. So most of the institution may mga ganon talaga na kung kailan mo gustong mag free days, ibinibigay nila yon. 4 days yung allowed per month. And also, you are also allowed to have 2 weekends in a month. So, ano yun siya? Nasa rules na at least 2 weekends meron kang free day off a month. So, it is also not allowed to work more than 5 days in a row. So, 6 days may mga instances, pero ano yon, approval if kung gusto mo, but ang pinaka allowed legal working days in a row is only 5 days. And so of course yung pinaka favorite ng lahat here here is the 13-month pay. So 13-month pay is being paid on November, kasama siya ng November salary mo, mostly of the institution. I don't know kung may bibigay ng December 13-month pay, but mostly sa November mo siya marireceive. And the 13-month pay is the whole of your salary, depende kung ilang percent ka. But of course, syempre, deducted ang mga taxes doon. Deducted yun doon. You have to be careful guys kapag nakakuha kayo ng iyong work contract. So sometimes kasi annually yung nakalagay na salary terms doon. So for example, they give you 85,000 per year annual salary. Most of it included na po doon yung 13th month pay. So you really have to ask. Is it 13-month pay is not included dun sa 85,000 per year or included na? Kasi mostly included na po yun. So, para hindi po kayo malito. Baka kasi na-expect nyo, for example, makita nyo, 85,000 per year and then kinumpute mo siya sa 12 months and then hindi mo alam ay included pala dun yung 13-month pay. So, yeah, you have to be careful and isa rin yun sa mga dapat nyong i-note bago kayo mag-accept ng contract here as a nurse. So guys, I'll show you the panorama view point. We're nearly there. So, in terms naman sa Phlege, corporate Phlege, marami nagtatanong sa akin doon, nagwa-wash pa rin ba ang mga nurses dyan sa Switzerland? Yes, of course. Siyempre, hindi naman mawawala yon, pero limited na lang, hindi naman marami. So, mostly kapag ka-diplomerte ka, your main aufgabe or your main responsibilities talaga is siyempre yung mga medication, administration ng medication, mga procedures, siyempre yung mga tests, mga appointments ng patients and ng residents, yung mga bed making or changing beds, showering the patients or bibonor, tapos yung washing them, hindi na masyadong ginagawa pa rin pero less na, mostly kapag ka sa nursing home ka, ano na lang yon, ang mostly na pasyente mo, ang residents mo na lang talaga is yung mga independent na and yung mga mobile yon. So hindi bibigay sa'yo syempre yung mahirap kasi ang dami mo ng responsibilities, tapos bibigyan ka pa ng mahirap na residents, 'di ba? So it's not fair. So dito automatic 'yun kapag diplomerte ka, kapag sa nursing home, wala nang masyadong mga washing kasi you need to do important things rather than doing that. Tsaka meron mga gumagawa nun, of course. May mga designated na Mitarbeiter, na Pflege assistant na nakatoka sa mga ganong ganong mga activities, and or also sa mga hospital meron ding mga, of course, hindi ka na magse-serve ng food kasi meron naman mga hotellery services. Also sa nursing home meron din mga hotellery services, so assist ka na lang. So dun sa hospital, sa mga yun, washing, depende kung pasyente mo, syempre you have to, pero meron ka din mga Pflege assistant or mga nursing assistant na tutulungan ka. Meron ka mga pakkisunahit, persona na tutulong sa'yo to do that. So hindi mo lahat gagawin kapag ikaw ang diplomerte, but of course you are the one na syempre responsible sa kung ano man mangyari. Ikaw ang responsible sa mga pasyente and residents mo. So guys, that's it. So hopefully meron kayong mga natutunan or information na nakuha sa mga sinabi ko. So if you're really willing to move here as a nurse in Switzerland, ano yung mga need nyo i-take down notes before accepting the contract. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I see you guys again on my next video. Ciao, merci, adieu, bye.